Grow, Cook, Eat. Proudly sponsored by Board Bia.
Michael Kelly, what are you doing with two very sad-looking heads of lettuce?
So this week we're all about growing stuff that's got lots of flavour, textures,
Yum.
colours, tastes, smells, all of that stuff.
Okay.
So this is just sort of the tip of the iceberg.
Oh my God.
This episode, it's all about salads. Well, Oriental greens to be precise.
Also, I'll be in teacher mode again, as I give Karen a lesson in composting.
Why are you laughing?
It's very informative.
And I'm hitting the road to Offaly, where I get another lesson, but this time it's in foraging.
And our resident chef, Katie Sanderson, is back in the kitchen, turning our lovely salad leaves into a mouth-watering dish.
We're focusing on a whole family called the Oriental greens. So it's a whole kind of range of salad leaves. They're all cut and come again veg, which means you cut them and they'll come again, and you get maybe 3 or 4 harvests off each one. And so all we're going to do today is maybe 2 or 3 rows of the different things. We've got Mizuna, rocket and green mustard. In a couple of weeks' time, we're going to come back, harvest them.
So that's succession sowing.
That's
so you have a
succession sowing.
constant
So
supply
kind of a
the-
rolling harvest right through the year, as opposed to sow in the spring, harvest in the autumn.
All right, cool. When can we sow them until?
You can sow them right up until, like I generally do quite a late sowing, maybe September, October, and that'll kind of keep me through the winter.
So your salad days weren't just your time at UL. You can have salad days.
Salad days right here and now again. Woohoo! Okay, so first thing we need to do, as always, is give the bed a bit of an out-feed. So we're only going to grow about 4 rows at this stage, so probably only as far as the plank
Okay, so
there is all we need
half
to
this
do.
section.
Yeah, exactly. So one handful of these,
Yep.
and 1 handful of the LCW dust. Okay, so second step is we're going to give the bed a bit of a hole. Third step then, give it an old rake.
As well?
Yeah,
God, this is
just get it
intense.
nice and flat.
Okay, what's next?
Okay, so next step we're going to use our little trusty planting boards, and then you just make a drill along one side like that. So the drill is about a couple of centimetres deep, I guess. First one we're going to do is Mizuna. A lovely long green kind of serrated leaf. So the key with this is if you sow it too thickly and they're all competing for space, they're going to bolt straight away. They're
Okay,
going to
that
too much
makes sense.
competition. So what we need to do is get a pinch, and it's going to be 1 pinch across the whole row. So it's quite kind of delicate. You need to be sort of getting down and sort of watching them falling out almost to make sure you're doing it right. Just move quickly, you know? So we're going all the way over like that. And
rocket.
what's the last one we have, yeah, rocket.
Yum. With some to
Got
spare.
some left? Wow, amazing. Go on, cover that over now. Last thing, a bit of labelling. So we don't need to worry too much about watering either, because there's plenty of rain around at the moment. So even if it gets a bit of rain in the next 3 or 4 days, we'd be happy with that.
Okay, don't
That
forget
was
your
easy.
plank.
I'm bringing the Model 5000, putting it back in its box.
Oriental greens are the perfect vegetable to grow in a container. So a normal kind of head of lettuce wouldn't actually get on so well because there's not enough space. But because we're going to grow Oriental greens just to harvest the leaves, this is the perfect size. But I'm not just going to grow one variety in my container. I've got the perfect mix here of them all, spicy and hot. Now, the only difference between sowing the seeds in the container and in the raised beds is this is not a drill, people. I'm going to broadcast the seeds, which is basically a posh word for I'm just going to throw a few down across the soil and hope for the best. And sure, a few more for good luck, extra hot and spicy. They are in a container, so they have a tendency to dry out faster than the raised beds, so it just means keeping a little bit more of an eye on them.
It's been only 10 days since sowing, but our salad leaves are doing fantastic in the ground. The beauty of these Oriental greens is that they are not as vulnerable to pests like slugs the way lettuce is. So there's really very little to do for now except to give them a watering if it doesn't rain and weed around them if needed. These salad leaves really are that easy to grow.
Grow Cook Eat is definitely all about how to grow some of your own food, but I absolutely love coming across a really exciting food story. Her name is Sharon Green, and with her husband Gordon, they have created an award-winning food business using food not that they've grown themselves, but that the land around them has provided.
Yeah, foraging. Sorry now, but picking was what we did. Picking was what I did when I went out with my grandmother up the Kennedy Mountains. Foraging now is a thing that's recognised. It's a word that's recognised, but to us it's still picking. Somebody said to me years ago that we have a post-famine attitude to wild food. If you ate out of the ditch, you were poor. Whereas you go back 2 or 3 generations ago, what we're doing now was the norm.
Okay, Sharon, how does a mother of 5 become an award-winning forager?
I just fell into it. Just actually
Into the nettles or fell into the hole or...
What basically happened was my youngest is now 19. When she was about 8 years of age, you're doing what you do with your kids. You're out picking blackberries, and she looks up in the hedge and she says, "Mum, what's that?" And it was a rose hip. She didn't know what it was.
Okay.
So I was mortified. So we picked some rose hips, went home that night, rooted out my grandmother's rose hip recipe, and couldn't believe they loved it because they normally don't like anything I make. And then somebody said to me, "Go to the local farmer's market. That'll sell."
Great.
So I went with a little camping table down my knees. Didn't know what I was doing. So sold out and thought, okay. We now have 29 products. So what we're doing is twofold. We see ourselves as caretakers of the land, not cultivators.
Nice, okay.
And that we'll be able to pass on pure land in good condition to the next generation. And I think that's something really, really important nowadays because a lot of land is becoming exhausted.
Do you feel that you know literally every bush, hawthorn, rosehip?
Yeah, you know every single inch of the place.
There's a blackberry over there though that says Karen's blackberry.
Is it?
Can
Okay,
we go and
let's
have a
go
look?
get it, come on.
Okay, come on. So I'm probably a bit of a free range forager, you know, pick like
Yeah.
mad and just hope it all works out fine. There must be some like tips that you can give me.
Simple little things. Pick your blackberries up here. Don't pick these ones down here. Because you don't know which animal's toilet that's been.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Anything below the knee.
Okay, anything below the knee, leave. Okay,
Just make sure to check.
just make sure to check.
No.
Oh, see, I would eat that anyway.
No, no, no.
But what?
No, no.
Why?
Look at the colour of it. That's not a visitor. And there's little, see the tiny little hole? That's
Okay.
a no-no.
Okay, so are we leaving that for the birds?
That one down there for whoever wants it. We take a third of what's there. We leave a third for regeneration, a third for the bees. So we're working alongside nature.
For sure, I am going home with some fantastic tips on how to forage better. But what I'm really going home with today is if we just let it do its thing, it will absolutely provide.
1 month on from planting, and our greens have certainly grown.
It's time to harvest our
It is.
Oriental greens.
We've got our Mizuna here, which is
Yeah.
just about perfect. Do you want to have a
Thank you.
taste of that?
I do.
It's a good kind of salad bowl filler, I think.
Okay, full of nutrients, but maybe a little lacking on taste.
Yeah. Then we've got our mustard here, which is just, it's grown and then it's just gone to seed immediately. Have a taste of this because it's not, even though it has bolted, it's it actually makes it even hotter. So it's hot normally, but it's really hot now. Steam coming out your ears.
It really is.
It really is hot. So you
Okay.
have two choices here. You could either
Really yummy.
take it out and put it on the compost heap, or you could get creative with it.
Can we not try and make a bit of an old pesto or something out of it?
You
And
could. It would be
tone
very,
down
very
the-
hot.
Yeah, but tone it down with
Yeah.
all the yumminess.
Could do
Okay.
that, or just throw it on the compost.
Yeah.
So this last one is the rocket, but so it's a much broader leaf. It's the Victoria variety, and it's absolutely delicious. And this is like,
Is that as peppery now as the mustard seeds?
yeah, it's a good strong peppery taste. Like,
Oh, it's
And
really good.
I like the fact that it's got a bigger leaf, like it's more substantial than regular rocket. So literally I'm going to cut this back down, right down at the ground level, just leaving about like an inch in the ground, and I'm going to leave that there, hoping that it's going to
Cut and come again.
It's going
Okay.
to cut and come back again, yeah. That's a great harvest, isn't
Yeah.
it? From just like a
Here,
foot.
I'll hold that for you.
You're taking it. When you say hold it, you mean take. That's okay, Karen.
No. I will do my fair share. Okay.
Because our mustard seed has bolted, it's gotta come out of the ground. But not to worry, we're freeing up space so we can plant more leaves.
That's me done. Right, Mick, you're on the Mizuna. Go. Now that is what you call a salad bowl.
That's a serious harvest, isn't it? You've an awful lot of pesto making to do there. You better get started.
Why do I say these things? I end up having to go and do them now.
Grow, Cook, Eat. Proudly sponsored by Board Bia. Grow, Cook, Eat. Proudly sponsored by Board Bia.
After the successful harvest of our leaves, we're preparing the soil to plant another batch. We just need to give the soil a good hoe and a rake, and we're ready to tackle another type of Oriental green.
Okay, we're doing the second sow of our salads.
We
Deadly.
certainly are.
I have your
I like-
trusty plank
Oh,
thingy-majiggy.
Plank
The
5000.
Spacer 5000. It's looking very good.
It is, isn't it?
So here, I also have the feed, obviously.
Yeah, big bowl of smelliness always helps.
What are we going to be growing?
So we've 2 packs of seeds here, right? One is a spicy and hot mix,
Yeah.
and the other one is a surprise mix.
Like literally no idea. It
No
could
idea.
be.
Could be beetroot. No, it's not.
Well, that's the brilliant thing about growing salads, isn't it? Like they're so easy.
Yeah.
They come along so quickly. In a small bit of space, you can just give it all a bit of a trial and give anything a bit of a
Exactly,
go.
and it's
Yum.
like 3 to 4 weeks and you're done. So they're
growing.
so quick
Yeah.
growing, they're not taking huge nutrients, but it is important to have a bit of feed in. So
Yeah.
I'm going to do that, yeah?
Okay.
So once we've fed the soil, just like last time, we make our drills 15 centimetres apart and get those all-important hot and spicy seeds ready.
So 1 pinch to get the whole way across.
Yeah. Okay, cover in with the fine tilt.
Very good, Karen. Monty Don wouldn't be in it with
I'm
you.
telling you. And repeat.
And we're using our second set of seeds, the surprise mix.
Okay, and now water and label.
Yeah. Which one was the surprise roll?
The first one,
All right. Yeah, we don't know what we're going to have.
but it'll be delicious. It's harvest time in Container Corner for these delicious salads. You might remember I started with hot and spicy, and I can tell you one thing. That is exactly what they are. This container has given absolutely everything that it has, so we're not going to do a cut and come again. We're just going to cut and then start over. Two weeks on, and the rocket has rocketed. Has to be said. Yes, indeed.
Why
it was
they
time
pay
for
the
a
big
pun.
bucks.
That's me. Check it out. It looks really good.
Yeah,
Is it
well-
as spicy and delicious as ever?
It is. It's very good. Because it's kind of gone to seed, it's quite hot like.
So when
It's good though.
woo!
I like it.
It totally just kicked in there. We clearly made the right decision about letting this come
Definitely,
again.
yeah.
Not so much with the Mizuna.
Mizuna did not come again. We've got loads of rocket to harvest here, which is deadly. I mean, at this stage, you could either pull the whole plant out and strip off the leaves in the kitchen, or do it like
Okay.
this if you want to be dainty about it. Which,
Very dainty.
you know
Mick.
how dainty I
You
am.
so are.
And the other thing not to forget is that the flowers are also delicious and beautiful in a
In a
salad.
salad.
bowl.
Not as spicy or as hot.
No, not quite as spicy, I think.
No, not
nice
a bit
and
milder.
mild.
Yum.
At this stage, the thing is, I think it'd be a good job just to harvest this and get this stuff out of the bed and sow something else rather than trying to let it come back, because it's gone to seed at this stage.
No,
so
it's done. It's done its job.
it's done its
Yeah.
job.
That is a serious harvest, like for the second one. Do you
From
know what?
one row, like.
From one row.
It's mad, isn't it?
And you know what? From taste alone, plus the yield,
Yeah.
there is no need to buy a bag of rocket ever again. Knock yourself out, dude.
Yeah.
We still have our surprise mix.
Yeah.
I reckon these ones are ready to harvest. What do you think?
Absolutely, yeah. So I would say just cut across the soil there
Okay.
with the scissors.
And again, to let it cut and come again,
Yeah,
get another harvest
exactly.
out of
And
it.
I think this is a little bit small, but this is only 2 weeks, like, which is amazing. The speed at which that grows is class, isn't it?
Okay, that's those
Lovely harvesting
chilies.
there.
Thank you. I am a very well-intentioned composter,
Yeah.
but I'm not very good at it.
It's good to get the
Tell
confession
me
over it.
why.
Yeah, so like I was a bit like that when I started first, and there's a bit of a science behind it. If you follow a few basic rules, it's actually really, really straightforward. All organic material will break down into compost eventually. But the key to it, what we want to happen is for that to happen really, really quickly. Ideally kind of 3 to 4 months.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're mixing brown and green material, right? And effectively what that means is the green material is the stuff that's high in nitrogen, and the brown material is the stuff that's high in carbon.
Carbon. So if you have nitrogen, you have to balance it out with
Exactly.
a carbon.
Exactly.
Okay.
And if you don't do that, what you end up with, if you just did a whole big compost heap full of grass cuttings, which are very high in nitrogen, you end up with a really wet, smelly, sludgy kind of a heap. If you did just wood cuttings or cardboard, you'd end up with a really dry, and it would take years to rot down. So you need to balance the two.
And just to recap, there are 4 golden rules to composting.
Number 1, balance. You need the right mix of nitrogen and carbon.
Number 2, layering. 5 centimetre layers. Carbon, nitrogen, carbon, nitrogen.
Number 3, small materials. If you've got big bulky stuff, you need to chop it up before you add it to the compost heap.
And number 4, turn. It's really important to get loads of oxygen through it.
Follow these 4 simple rules and you will be in compost heaven.
The real surprise of the surprise mix is how beautifully they've grown. Like, check out that for an abundant harvest.
I know, it looks brilliant, doesn't it?
It looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, okay, we've got it going on in a bed over here, but technically that could be a large window box.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
It's amazing, like, and that's the thing. Keep sowing, keep harvesting, and you have a good supply all year round with these kind of leaves. They're great.
Are you going to do the honours?
I don't know. Do you want to?
No, I'm enjoying the sunshine. I'm just going to sit back and
Lady
relax. Watch the master at work.
Thanks very much. So I'm just cutting right down at the kind of down to the scut, as they say, Karen.
Down to the scut. I love that word.
Yeah.
Do you know, I have to say though, and again, this is all part of learning, a lot of growing and gardening, as you'd say yourself, can be a bit counterintuitive. Like, that looks harsh
Yeah.
to me still.
Yeah, but Karen, you know this now in your dealings with your, like, you have to
Wait for it.
treat them mean, keep them clean.
Okay, I'm gonna go make a start on this salad. Not really. Thankfully, we have Katie, our resident chef, who's gonna turn these salad leaves into a mouth-watering dish.
I love a good salad. Sometimes when your greens are really tasty, all you need is some oil and vinegar. For something a bit more substantial, I think this is going to do the trick.
Katie's making Asian greens with a miso tahini dressing and maple pecans.
So first I'm going to grab my pecans. I'm going to crush them up a little bit. And then I'm going to add some tamari, maple, and some sesame seeds. I'm going to give that a little stir. Add a little bit of salt. So I'm going to put them on the roasting tray. And those are going to go in the oven for 6 minutes at about 170 degrees. So next I'm going to make a miso tahini dressing. Really easy to make and really tasty. So I'm going to put my tahini in. And I've got some maple syrup, some rice wine vinegar, some water. I'm going to give that a stir. And it might look like it's split a little bit, but that's going to be fine when you put the miso and it all comes back together again. So that's a white shiro miso, which is going to add a really lovely flavour. And the last thing we're going to do is put in our 2 tablespoons of sesame oil. So give the whole thing a nice stir. And as you can see, it's coming together now. So dressing done. I'm going to check on my pecans. They look great. So next, I've got a really nice blood orange. I'm going to chop off both sides of the orange. And then I'm going to work on taking all the white pith off. So we're going to start and we're going to segment the orange. So this is a nice little trick. You go down with a knife, go down with the other side, and then take out one segment. So this is going to add a really nice sweet flavour and a kind of freshness to the whole salad. So there we go. We'll put those in a bowl. I'm going to put this orange peel in my compost. So next I'm going to work with my salad. So I'm going to get some leaves and I'm going to put them straight in the cold water. So I'm just going to push them around a little bit. And then I'm going to really delicately pick them up. And I'm not going to squeeze them, again trying really hard to look after them. And try and get out all the water and then put them in my colander. So we've got a salad. We're going to bring in a mixing bowl. We're going to put all our salad into the mixing bowl. And then so now we've got some wakame. So Japanese seaweed, it comes dried. We've poured some hot water on it, let it marinate for kind of 5 minutes, and then we've squeezed out the seaweed so there's no more water left. It's going to add like a little bit of a salty texture and a nutritional hit to the whole thing. So I'm going to grab my dressing. And this dressing's a little bit heavy, so I'm going to dress round the side of the bowl. Again, this is because I don't want to damage my leaves at all. Some olive oil, again, around the side of the bowl. Salt, pepper, my wakame. And then with my hand, I'm just going to give it a slight turn. Again, trying really hard to look after the leaves. And really carefully, I'm going to try and get a lot of height in this. So I'm kind of dropping them on the plate rather than kind of rolling them into a thing. And I'm going to add my orange segments. And then I'm going to put my pecans on, and these are going to add a really nice crunchy texture to the whole thing. I'm going to put a few little bits of seaweed on the top just for a little bit extra colour. So we've got our fresh oranges, we've got our maple tamari pecans, we've got that little bit of wakame, really good miso-tini dressing, but really what's making it all really incredible is those homegrown leaves. Anyway, would you like to taste?
I would love to taste.
Yes, I'd love a taste. As strong as those flavours are with the nuts and the orange, you still get the punch of the salads.
That's with the homegrown,
Yeah.
isn't it, to compare to the...
Wow. How do you think growing across the two sites went?
Like, it was brilliant, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, we had very little space, and yet we grew an absolute mountain of leaves. We had all the different varieties. It was brilliant.
So the challenge is not the growing. The challenge is how to elevate the salad leaves with delicious recipes and additions like this into making it a main meal.
It's absolutely
Yeah.
just that. It's fantastic.
And I'm
Thanks, guys.
going back for more as per
Enough
usual.
chatting now, more eating.
While we tuck in, why not log on to growcookie.ie for all the info you need to get growing in your garden.
See you next time back in Grow HQ when we will be growing my favourite veg, cucumbers. And both Mick and I will be out and about finding really interesting and unique food stories from around the country. See you then.
Grow, Cook, Eat. Proudly sponsored by Board Bia.